Thank you very much. Okay, today's lecture is presentation is about it's called With Arabic Bilingual versus Entanglement. Uh, this research examines the relationship between Arabic language, its script, orthography, and visual art products with other cultures. The two terms bilinguality and entanglement will be used to describe this relationship and will be defined in the course of the research. The four sections of this lecture are Arabic script as a visual identity for Islamic faith. The second is cultural entanglement through language, script, and visual art. The third is a visual entanglement through layout, bilinguality versus entanglement. And the fourth is expanding Arabic culture entanglement with other cultures through orthography and visual arts. The first one, Arabic script as a visual identity for the Islamic faith. Every language possesses a unique script to orthography framework that constitutes a part of its cultural identity. So, a language script orthography as they are part of the bigger culture. And when two cultures decide to embrace the same script, it means there would be an integration partially in the language, partially in the orthography, and it was a willing common cultural, there would be a common cultural dimension. Conversely, if a community in a society decides to embrace an alternative script to the script that is common in the society to write the same language, it means this is a very conscious social cultural intention to distinguish and separate their identity from the rest of the society. Arabic language and its script from the very beginning of Islam was that Arabic is the sacred representation of Quran. And Quran can only be written and recited in Arabic. That made Arabic script is the visual identity of the Quran, of Islam. The daily prayers, even the daily prayers, they have to be recited in Arabic. Even if you don't understand Arabic, you have to recite in Arabic. So at the end, most converts to Islam learned Arabic, but moreover, you see that communities and societies start to adopting Arabic script to represent their local language with modified orthography, sure. And the earliest culture to adopt Arabic script was Persian, in what we call that after the Sassanian Empire fall, the Persian language came to be, there was a new Persian language which adopted the Arabic script, and it was really fully established by the 11th century BC. Since then, many cultures adopted this path. Pashto, Daru, Urdu, Sindhi, Turkish, Kurdish, Blushi, many other than, much more than the one I wrote here, they adopted the Arabic language due to the fact that Arabic was the representative for Islam. In brief, for this section, establishing the Arabic script as the sole visual representative of Islamic faith led many cultures to adopt it. Conversely, it also led some communities to adopt other scripts to disassociate themselves from the Islam, as we will see, despite speaking Arabic. The second part is the cultural entanglement through language, script, and visual art. Regardless of our perspective from with which culture is defined, we know there are so many endless definitions of cultures and standing points. Regardless of our point of view, culture is partially expressed through language, script, and visual arts as symbolic system. While there are many other symbols, but for this research, I'm concerned with those. A partial sharing of script, vocabulary, calligraphy, religious beliefs produce cultural entanglement, which justifies what we call in Islamic case, the word Islamic art, Islamic architecture, Islamic calligraphy, and so, although those parts are not similar, they each, for in Islamic art or architecture, uh, there is a wide variety of locality and local characteristics, which makes it not a unique thing. And there are four types of relationships that define the level of cultural entanglement. In this diagram, I just want to take this out. Do you see this slide, or you see the
No, we see the
how
diagram on the right of the slide.
it is covered with the names and
Yes, we see the text.
okay. So in this slide, there's the Arabic language in the center and the scripts, and then the third one is for the common name for that thing, and minor culture, major cultures, and geographical location. There are the relation of Arabic language slash script to other cultures can be categorized into four categories. The first category is where Arabic, we have Arabic language, Arabic script, Arabic orthography, and Arabic speaking community, which is the common language, the common case in the Arabic world today. Well, the second case is where Arabic language is written in another script within an Arabic speaking society, and that due to reasons like ethnic, religious, or technical factors. Like we see cases that Arabic was written in Greco-Arabic, it was written in Judeo-Arabic, and it was written in Coptic. It was written in Syriac language, and there was even calls to adopt the English language for Arabic writing in the 20th centuries. So there were so many cases where uh, locals that speak Arabic, they actually choose deliberately to write with other, like Judeo, like Hebrew, like Greek, or like Coptic, and that meant they wanted to keep their identity and their uh, 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 separate from the Arabic society itself. The third pattern or relationship is where there is another language written in the Arabic script with its user following the dominant, composing the dominant culture. This is the case where with the Persian, or Turkish, Urdu, etc., many other languages. So all this, they were the Islamic culture was the dominant culture of the land, and they choose to adopt the Arabic script to write their own language. Definitely, they devised their own orthographical system for that. The fourth one is where we have another language written in Arabic scripts, where the users of this part, they are form the minority of cultures in the society, and those are like we see in Spain, when the Arab left Spain, so the Mudijar and later the Moriscos adopted Ali Jamaido, which is writing Spanish in Arabic letters. Then we have in the Chinese society, Central Asia, we have the Xiang Chung case where the Chinese is written in Arabic script. And also we have in the Belarusia and Poland area now, that area now, but it's not there. The thing, the Arabista, where they used Arabic, the Lipka Tatars, they used Arabic script to write the language of that place. So those are the four relations between them. And that then entanglement happens at many levels. in visual art. In visual art, for example, the Arabic script, as we see, has actually developed نسخ, ريحاني, رقعة, رقاع, محقق, many calligraphic styles. And when the Arabic script went to Farsi and was written in Farsi orthography, the Persian people or the designers, they actually created the تعليق, ناس تعليق, and شكشتة. In the Turkish case, Turkish artists or calligraphers invented the Diwani, Jali Diwani, and Riqa font. And in the Chinese case, there is what we call Khat Sini. And we see that those calligraphic styles went back to Arabic, and they are currently in use in Arabic. Diwani, Ta'liq, Nas Ta'liq, though they were created in the Persian context. So this is another level of entanglement in the visual art department. Khat Sini and Shikesta, for example, is not used in the Arabic for writing Arabic scripts. In brief, cultural entanglement through shared language, script, and art is a reciprocal relationship that transforms not only the receiving culture, but also the source culture. This holds true regardless of the power dynamics governing the relationship. The third part is what I called visual entanglement through layout, bilinguality versus entanglement. Bilingual document demonstrate the coexistence of two languages expressed either through a single script utilizing two distinct orthographies or through two entirely different scripts referred to as biscriptal. The visual layout of such documents articulates the intended relationship and power dynamics between the two languages, which we'll talk about later. By extension, the cultures behind them. These dynamics are interpreted through the socio-cultural backgrounds of both the designer and the receiver. To place two texts in a document, in a page, the designer must take decisions regarding the shape, the size, the color, the writing direction, and the location where to place things, top, bottom, center, right. But for every decision, there is a negotiation of power dynamics between the two languages and their cultures. For example, and this is only for example, top language is thought to be maybe superior or dominant. Left is the origin or the starting point for people reading left to right. Large fonts, more powerful. Greater area, more important. So there's always something you have to, a designer must pay attention to. The formats of bilingual Arabic manuscripts are summarized in this graph, where we have horizontal division format with columns, each representing a language, or a vertical division where two languages appear top or front, and there is the marginal format where the main body text is in the main, and then the explanation or the commentary is on the margins. Those three are excellent bilingual expression. And then we have a bilinear format where we have a line of one language, then another line from the other language, and so on, so which could be extended even for three language format. And then we have the interspacing format where you would write for example, Arabic, then 2-3 words, a sentence in Arabic, then you explain it in Persian, for example. Continue in Arabic and explain in Persian, etc., etc. So we call this interspacing format. And there's a sequence of two languages where we see, for example, a Persian book, he would start, or the writer would start with Arabic, thanking God, starting with Bismillah, thanking God, saying words in Arabic to thank the beneficiary or whatever, and then he would continue in his own language in a very continuous sequential system where the book would look as one piece rather than to be two different or bilingual book. So at this degree, we see a degree of entanglement. So starting from bilinguality to that sequential system is more or greater entanglement. So we can see that there are levels of entanglement. Just a few examples of what I talked about. This is a Copto-Arabic bilingual historical system for vertical or horizontal division for vertical columns. And this is a horizontal division where it's Arabic, then Persian, Arabic, then Persian. And this is a marginal system where you write everything in Arabic, and then there is in the margin the explanation of the verses. And this is a linear format, interlinear format, where we see that the Arabic and then the English, the Persian explanation. In this, you can see the power play that Quran is bigger and then the other language is smaller. And then this is the interspacing format. For example, والذي نزل السماء من السماء ماء بقدر. So we can then the explanation in Turkish, in Persian. Then الأرض فرشناها Arabic and Persian, Arabic, Persian. So, and it is so fully integrated that the designer had to put the red line above the Arabic to distinguish the two languages. So the integration, the entanglement in this case is very high, and we had to use the horizontal line to indicate the difference in languages. So in this, I would define entanglement. Entanglement is the coexistence of two languages that share common ground at the level of culture, language, script, orthography, or artistic expression. And it exists on a spectrum ranging from mere co-appearance of two languages within a single document, which is bilinguality, to a higher degree where the distinction between the two languages becomes blurred across many levels. So this is the definition of entanglement. In brief, bilinguality is a value of entanglement. So I think there's this diagram before the briefing. This diagram shows the relationship. So bilinguality is the existence of two elements. Why entanglement is something that you could not really at some point differentiate. But the full entanglement is to create one language, one system at all, which you cannot get. There is no full entanglement. And due to the fact of power dynamics, there is no real full bilinguality. In brief, bilinguality is a value of entanglement. Bilinguality itself is a value of entanglement. It's a basic value of entanglement. Full balanced bilinguality cannot be achieved. Full entangled cultures or documents or whatever also cannot be achieved. Both terms are used to describe the relationship at different levels. So we utilize the terms to describe the relationship. The designer should define the level of entanglement and the power dynamics that best fit his intention. So when you design, you have to think of how you want to integrate this in the work. Now for the fourth part of the presentation, which expanding the Arabic cultural entanglement with other cultures through orthography and visual art. For the orthography part, I will present a system I created called the vertical Arabic system. And for visual arts, I will present the new Islamic patterns. The vertical Arabic writing is a newly created orthographic system. It allows Arabic letters to be written in a vertical sequence while preserving the original orientation of every glyph as it appears in the conventional horizontal writing. This development constitutes an evolution at the level of orthography system for the Arabic script, and it's equally applicable to other languages that utilize it. It opens a shared writing direction between Arabic and cultures that employ vertical writing system. It also endows Arabic with the capacity to coexist in a bilingual and entangled environments with Chinese, Japanese, and other languages that use the vertical system. This is a coexistence that was not achievable prior to the introduction of vertical Arabic writing. On this diagram, we see a Nobori banner where Arabic and Japanese are written together. So this is the first time that you enable this system, enable Arabic to coexist with the Japanese system. And to continue the effect of cultural relationships, we see this project. This project is a painting created in celebration of the birthday of His Majesty the Emperor of Japan, executed in vertical Arabic writing. The design is composed with harmony with the Japanese vertical writing styles and aesthetic proportions. So this is Japanese Arabic in Japanese system and proportions. In details, those are detailed shot of it. It represents actually a translation of the Japanese word, "May sacred empire live endure 10,000 years." This word presents a cross-cultural entanglement between Arabic and Japanese cultures. Now, the second part or the final part is the new Islamic patterns. The new genus of Islamic patterns transcends the geometrical mathematical limitations of traditional Islamic patterns. Oh, I think there's a slide before this. Ah, yes. The art of geometrical patterns is considered one of the defining characteristics of Islamic culture, preceded only by calligraphy. The duality between the two is evident throughout history. However, their relationship has always been adjacency or superimposition. Writing with patterns was impossible due to their geometrical and mathematical constraints and their dependency on repetitions, which leaves no room for variation that is essential for calligraphy. The new Islamic patterns is a new genus of geometrical patterns that transcends the geometrical and mathematical limitations of traditional patterns. There is no repetition, and units can coexist regardless of the number of points that they are composed of and regardless of their size. This evolution allows for variety and consequently allows for calligraphy can be written through the units of the pattern itself. As we see, this is the letter G. Moreover, this possibility is not restricted to the Arabic script, but it is open to all languages, creating an entanglement of cultures at the level of visual art. This is a small project which is called the Peace Project. The purpose was to create, to present the word peace in the 6 official languages of the United Nations, establishing a sense of entanglement that highlights the common grounds for sharing and coexistence, where salam and peace, those are the 6 languages, trying to find a common denominator between them. It was the P in the English, or the P here in those languages. But in the Chinese and Arabic, it was different. So I picked this part of the Chinese character, and if you expanded this vertical stroke of it, it would be like similar to P, and the meme would also be similar to P. So the development ended up in this form of conceptual design. And then finally, the Peace Project was created through the new Islamic patterns, and the 5 words are written within the geometry of new Islamic patterns, creating this type of entanglement that not only through the letters or the glyphs or the system, but through the level of script and the level of visual arts. To summarize, to conclude this thing, over 14 centuries, an Arabic language is script, orthography, and visual expression has evolved and interacted with numerous cultures. In this process, Arabic served as the primary vehicle for the visual identity of Islam, shaping the orthographies and visual expressions of vast number of cultures worldwide. In return, it absorbed local elements from these cultures, many of which were incorporated into its own traditions. This entangled relationship gave rise to the shared cultural production that has come to be designated as Islamic art, calligraphy, and architecture. This paper argues for the continuation and expansion of this relationship across different levels of entanglement and with an ever wider range of cultures. And that, thank you very much for attending. I special thanks to my wife, Rijan, for her support and everything. Thank you. And I finished.
Thank you. Any questions?
Shall I stop sharing or keep it?
Well, I would like to ask about this vertical Arabic font. So where can we find it?
This one?
Yes.
Okay, I'll just. Those are example and one example.
So is it available?
It's yeah, I published a paper on this topic, and also I created a font that there's a huge difficulty in the current system of the current standardized system for Arabic. Arabic is one of the languages that are misfortunate with the standardized system all over the world with the old system. But actually, I eventually I made a font, but I have to do a lot of after you produce the word, you have to do a lot of mirroring, rotating, and stuff to actually to get the product itself. But yes, I created a font. I'm still now currently I'm in this I'm working on regarding the diacritic marks. I didn't incorporate them in the font yet. Um, but there are samples for them I've been working.
Well, I noticed that the letters keep their verticality. And this is in contrast with Mongolian. So you know that Mongolian is Syriac that has been turned around because they were writing on steels. So in Mongolian, it's also vertical. It also looks a bit like Arabic because Syriac and Arabic have common ancestors, but they will turn the letters around while you keep the verticality of letters.
It was originally when I started this system, the design of this system took like 4 years of work. My basic point that I will not differ from I will not rotate the orientation of the single glyph. It has to be always back with or always in the same direction with the original horizontal writing, what we believe. So the reader will not feel and he will not have to move his head or to make any movements within his mind to read it. It should be read it with simplicity and ease. And currently, I'm working on a research on the readability and the speed of readability for this type in comparison to horizontal, because it wasn't and before putting this into actual thing to have it, you could not compare because there was nothing written to compare or to make a study for readability vertical versus horizontal.
Okay, so you are evaluating it now with
Yes.
readers. You are evaluating this font now with
Yes,
testers.
Actually, I've been working, and I've been establishing this many friends, they have now like paintings in this house, their houses with the adorned by this type of calligraphy. Many people they have things out of it. I designed so many things for people, and still, but I'm trying to evaluate how fast they read it, and to your astonishment that the speed of writing grows within like minutes, not within but I still have to research that. Some people read it from the first time very easy.
I see a hand raised by Rami Yaghan. It's for asking a question.
Yes, please. First of all, thank you for this interesting presentation. Now, I very well understand the art concept behind writing Arabic in a longitudinal or vertical manner. But can you also, Professor Mohammad, tell us some practical situations or examples where writing Arabic in a vertical manner can be useful? I mean, apart from integrating with other languages or making a piece of art, which is very important. Are there any practical points or advantages in trying to create this way of let me say verticalizing, if the word is correct, the Arabic writing? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, definitely. And I just concentrated in this research because it is about the cultural integration and entanglement between Arabic and other cultures. So that's why I concentrated on the idea of integration and entanglement. But actually, there are many applications where it would be very beneficial. For example, in high-rise building, to write on high-rise building, as we see, advertisements or whatever. It's easier to read them. For the spines of the books, when you read the books, it's much easier to have it vertically written than to turn your head to read the title of the book. It's also even an artistic expression that people would try to use. But for the purpose of this research, I concentrated basically on how to integrate this language with other languages that utilize the vertical script.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you very much for this very interesting talk.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.